this ain't no cap, but they be pretending. FaceTime in my jeweler, asking what I'm spending. Take a couple seats, cause this a couple tickets. I never lie to kick it, murderer but not convicted. They say I'm filthy rich, I told the judge, yeah, I'm guilty.
Hello, my name is Michael Hawk, aka Young Bull, aka Big Pappy, aka Brandon Rary, aka Gary. Really, you just call me whatever you want, I'll respond. This is false. So I guess this would be the perfect way to start out the show, okay? So, Mike Hawk, you would be surprised how many people don't understand what that even means. Like, and I don't want to be sexist, I guess, but mainly females. Like, oh, hey, Mike, hey, Mike, hey, Mike. And then it'll be literally like 3 years later, and they'll be like, I just literally got your name, like what it means. And I laughed so hard. Yeah, so that an astounding amount of people have that issue. I mean, most dudes, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, dude, yeah. So like, but what's the reason behind it? Why would I claim myself to be Mike Hawk? And if you're still not understanding it, I'm getting a kick out of that. That's funny to me. But MyCock, MikeHawk. Now you get it. You get it, don't you? Okay. So some other ones like Peter Fitzwell, Harry Balzania, there's a ton out there. And they're all hilarious to me because I'm into super cheesy jokes and not even clever puns, like just stuff that's annoying. That's what gets my rocks off. So how did I get the name? Okay, so I got into a good old-fashioned fake relationship on Facebook because if it's on Facebook, it's real, right? False. It's not real. Another one of those cheesy, weird things to do that I enjoy. And this was probably 8-9 years ago. So, fresh off of MySpace into the Facebook land, and I'm already out there causing a ruckus. So, me and her name's Katie DeGaulle. Me and Katie got into a Facebook relationship. But before we did that, unofficially, we changed our Facebook names. So my Facebook name, obviously, Mike Hawk. Thought it was great. Thought it was hilarious. And she was clever enough to come up with Jenny Talia. So when people were scrolling through the news feed, scrolling, mine, oh, boom, bang, just like, whoosh, Facebook exploded. And from that day forward, Mike Hawk got in a relationship with Jenny Talia, and that's amazing. That's social media gold. And this is like before memes were popping, and I mean we were still dealing with like the unforgivable Facebook video, like give me a chicken sandwich or something to drink. Like I don't even remember what it was anymore. So yeah, from that day forward, I mean, she held on to Jenny Talia about as long as she could, which was like Facebook's. I'm pretty sure she was counting the days till she could change her name back to Katie. But I think it's like 90 days or something. But she went back to Katie, and I just kept mine as Mike Hawk for like years. Up until I think like 2 years ago, I decided to become a little bit more professional. But nobody could find me on Facebook, so it wasn't a problem. As far as like employers and, professional people, like, where could this gentleman be? You'll never find me. I'm hidden deep in Facebook. But I did change it, and now it won't let me change it back because I had instant regret. I'm like, I don't want to be this person that I was born to be. I want to be Mike Hawk, this fictional guy. And so I tried to change it back probably, I don't know, like a year ago. And it said that I cannot impersonate a famous person. So somebody else out there named Mike Hawk is more famous than me. And I mean, I'm making YouTube videos right now, so I'm pretty much a Hollywood, like I'm a B-list celebrity as far as I'm concerned, you know, like that's, but hey, you know, I'm not too salty about it. I try to even change it to Michael Hawk because even that's funny, but no bueno. So, I'm just going to continue to call myself this, in hopes that someday I can change it on my birth certificate. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go that far, or am I? Who knows? But, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And then, I said Gary previously. I literally was called Gary for a while. A buddy of mine like still calls me that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the only one. There might be two other people, but Rob Kyle still calls me Gary, and I love it. Back in, this was in high school, so this would have been like 13 years ago. Man, I'm getting old. So yeah, this would have been like in 10th grade. You know how your first day of school, teacher always goes around, asks, you know, everybody says their name, something that they're into, and you have a nickname people call you. Well, of course, me being me, I'm gonna come up with the most ridiculous background story. And I think that day I was wearing a Kool-Aid shirt because looking back on it, I was a super weirdo, but like not one of those ones that get chicken nuggets in their hoodie and like ranch on their face, you know, like gets messed with, because I was like such a gosh darn G. I'm just kidding. I am not that what's the word? Self-absorbed. But anyways, so it was the first day of school and teachers going around. I think it was Mr. Drury. He was a science teacher at Altoona area high school. And, you know, what's your name? My name's Brandon. Say something fun about yourself. I probably said something off the wall. And is there any nicknames you go by? And I'm like, yeah, Gary. And I just stared at him like this. And he said, okay, Gary. And nice to meet you. And from that day forward, for my whole 10th grade year, everybody called me Gary. And I loved it because of the fact that my teacher asked me what my nickname was, and it's just Gary. Maybe it's just funny to me, but that's all that counts. As long as it puts a smile on my face at the end of the day because of that, I'm cool with it. But yeah, I think Rob Kyle is the only one who still calls me Gary. But at the end of the day, I'm all about that nickname life, if you can't already tell. So, what else is there to talk about? I mean, there's really not much. I did read the paper today. I did that a few days ago. I read that on Facebook Live and then made a short podcast. Well, it was a 17-minute podcast about some of the news around the world and current events, if you will. It was pretty intense, you know, some good stuff there. But today I looked at the paper, front page again. I mean, there's must not be like a whole lot of crazy stuff going on in the world because, what was it? 2 days ago, it was on the front page was this guy, Mike and Amy, so-and-so, made an awesome backyard for the children on Halloween. Like they had like skeleton bandits. I mean, it was pretty dope, but is that front page where I don't think so. Well, today a black squirrel got the front page. I mean, that's the tough stuff, you know. That's what, like, that's important news. Like, we need to know about that. That's live, it's local, it's late breaking. That's like the balls to the walls, hardcore reporting right there. And it was a great picture. I mean, whoever captured that moment should be working for Discovery Channel because the way, how candid it was just this black squirrel, right? Holding a nut, like in my estimation, I would say it was probably a buckeye. And he's just holding it, munching. It was great. I mean, definitely a Kodak moment. So I read some of the paper. Nothing crazy today. There was a drug bust in Wimber, which I didn't know that people even did drugs in Wimber. I don't even think people breathe in Wimber. Where does Wimber even exist? Is this a fairy tale newspaper? I don't know. Maybe. But one of the other things I'm trying to learn is how to control my breathing in a microphone. If you have a really nice microphone, it doesn't matter. You still have to learn how to breathe. But I feel like I'm like, that's me normally breathing. But it's definitely something you gotta learn how to do the right way. Otherwise, you're not gonna make it in this business, bud. And this business is booming. I mean, look at me. It's my state. Yeah, stay humble, fam. When I get super rich and make a ton of money, I mean a ton of money, I'm going to still be right here in the basement making videos. Yeah. But I was going somewhere with this. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I'm practicing my breathing while talking into a mic because you get that interference and people start to focus more on your breathing and the weird noises that you make from your mouth all the time. And nobody wants that. It's kind of gross. And I'm also trying to work on my radio voice. Now, you either got it or you don't. That's what most people say. Thankfully, it runs in my blood. It's hereditary. I get it from my great, 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 great aunt. She was a Civil War broadcast announcer. So she would go through and she'd say, "They're lining up. The guns are pointed. Frederick loads his weapon with a pile of gunpowder. Pow! I believe they shot him in his leg." So that's a quick snippet of what, I had actual CDs of this. They recorded it onto CD and it got passed down generation to generation. And I put it on my record player and I got to listen to it and it was pretty sweet. So now I have actual MP3 downloads that you can go to my website. It's Mike Hawk, http www.michaelhawkslong.org. So yeah, it's a Angel Fire website. So you can't miss it. Once you type it in, you're gonna see, you gotta make sure you have Flash downloaded, but once you get the Flash installed on your computer, you're gonna have to wait for the dial-up, and then you're gonna have to wait about an hour. But you can get, literally after about an hour download, you can get at least a 2-minute snippet of my grandmother's Civil War commentary. So that's where I get this from. I mean, I'm just lucky, and I thank my lucky stars every day for it, but she had such a voice that would grab you. It would just take you by the neck and pull you in, if you're getting bored or something, she would just boom, right back into it. So let me show you. Right now I'm not trying with my voice, but I can. So here we go. What should I say? Should I say, we'll just do some Anchorman things, okay? Ow now, brown cow. Unique New York. Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I can't remember anything else. But needless to say, if I talk in this voice, there's no denying me. You cannot deny me as a human, as a person, and most importantly, as a figurehead for the industry. So this is also my rich guy voice. I talk this way to let you know that I have a pile of cash about the size of, well, the Empire State Building. I built an empire, and this is why I have cash stacked that high. I have enough cash to go around the whole entire globe at least 4 to 5 times. Now, how did I get here? The stock market, baby. You pile it on. You gotta have the know-how. If you don't have the know-how, not gonna work. Now, I advise people on how to lose money so I can make money. You know what I mean? You know, it's eat or get eaten. And I'll tell you what, I'm full of it, full of the knowledge, and I have a lot of money. And if you listen real close, you can hear the helicopter in the background. That's my helicopter. So my driver's coming by helicopter. We're gonna head up to Pittsburgh, dirty city. I don't, you know, but it's right there. So we're gonna go to Pittsburgh. There's a nice rooftop bar. We're gonna grab some Michelob's, and me and my buddy Freddie, we're gonna go golfing over in Latrobe there. A good friend of mine, you may have heard of him, Arnold Palmer. Yeah. So we're gonna go golfing. It's gonna be a good time, and you can't deny me. So anyways, that's my radio voice, but it's also my rich guy voice. So, you know, if you're down with it, you're down with it. If you're not down with it, sorry, dude. Anyways, it's been fun, guys. I'm really happy that I get to do this finally. Like, I've been doing a lot of talking and not a whole lot of walking, if you will. But finally, I'm taking little baby steps, but before you know it, we're going to be sprinting together, and we're going to be making love. We're going to be making sweet, sweet love. But thanks for listening. If you made it to the 19-minute mark, you are so sweet, so kind, and I love you. And this is how I end every podcast, by telling you that I love you. And that's true. Listen, subscribe to this channel, please. It would be in your best interest. I would hate to see what happens if you didn't. I love you. See ya.